AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Apparently, according to Big Knicks Energy, Nike has opted not to develop a signature shoe line for Jalen Brunson. However, he will be the recipient of a unique player-exclusive sneaker. What the hell does that mean for my sneakerheads, AllBall or Flea? And does this mean that they're really saying Tatum is not a superstar in their eyes?
No, not Tatum Brown. I mean, Brunson.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Is this Nike saying that Jalen Brunson is not really a superstar?
Well, please let me go first. Anybody that knows, nobody wears more Nike than me. Period.
Y'all see the shirt. Y'all see the shirt every day.
This is one mistake, and Nike doesn't really make too many mistakes, but this is a big mistake on them. Because what Jalen Brunson represents, I think he needs a shoe. If Paul George can get a shoe, I'm gonna say it again. If Paul George can get a shoe, he doesn't represent anything. He doesn't change culture. Nobody wants to play. Go ahead, Flea.
No, I'm going to say this to you. Your son thinks your son thinks Paul George is the GOAT. And what I mean by that is people in his era, guys coming up right now. Brandon Miller sat. Brandon Miller sat down. Cayenne Anthony, the son of Carmelo Anthony, said Paul George is his favorite player of all time. I'm just saying, like, Paul George has made a name for himself, and Nike won't.
You know what's crazy now that you say that, right?
What you got?
Think about how young them dudes is. They don't even know Paul George from Indiana.
No clue.
So
didn't see him.
How many years he played in OKC? 1?
2 years.
So 2 years in OKC, 4 years in LA, and he's been injured off and on in LA. And they're saying that. That's mind-boggling.
OG, he made the All-Star game this year or last year, one of the two. And I was just like, how did he make it? I didn't even see him on the floor.
If Nike is smart, which I know they are very smart, you should get behind Jalen Brunson. Not only because he's a great player, what he represents, and he's playing for New York. He has a whole city behind him. No disrespect. Paul George ain't got the whole LA behind him. Jalen Brunson has the whole New York.
Not even close, OG.
Exactly. Jalen Brunson has the whole New York City behind him. Listen, man, what this young man is doing, what he represents, I'm going to keep saying it again, great leadership. Seems like a great young man. And just the ultimate team player. Nike needs to get behind him. And just imagine, man, he gives the youth, young men and women, hope. He's not tall. He's not athletic. He's not fast. He doesn't have the best handle. He doesn't have the best jump shot. He misses free throws.
That's that Steph Curry effect. You know how Steph Curry gives the confidence for people, normal people, to be great? Yeah, I'm with you.
So I think Nike is making a bad mistake, and they rarely make mistakes. But if they're smart, I'm going to say it again, which I know they're very smart. They need to rethink whatever they're doing, and they need to give Jalen Brunson his own sneaker. And I seriously think if they do that, it will be nothing but a positive.
I think we always look at the jersey sales for reflection because we don't have all the data Nike has. I don't think they're making a mistake. I can't remember. Nike just dropped $300 billion or whatever it was in stock. Joker is number 14, 15 in jersey sales, and Jalen Brunson just cracked number 15, top 15 jersey sales last year for the first time ever. That 15 spot is very fickle. Like I've seen Joker there. Brunson is now there. Before him was Jordan Poole. That's a very fickle spot. And I'd rather him. This is what's been happening to Jalen Brunson. He's always doubted. He's always looked at as second rate. And I'm okay with that. That's going to be his story. So I love that they keep doing this to him. Because they'll probably make millions off the merch anyway. Because I think the merch is going to sell better with Jalen Brunson. But I just think Nike's not making a mistake because it's all about sales. When you compare him to Paul George, Kyrie Irving, these are these are fan favorites. These are players' favorites. All I ever hear about when they ask a kid who's their favorite player is Paul George. Like 8 times out of 10.
Hold on. All right, let me rebuttal.
Yes, sir.
Are we going to ignore how many players, coaches, and just people jumped on the Jalen Brunson bandwagon this season? So let's not act like he's not a fan favorite and a player favorite.
Is that as many as Paul George's fan base since he came to the league? Like they're still fans of him, and look what he's like. For me, us as a matter of fact, all three of us personally at this point, the Paul George brand is horrible. That thing is like we say he has no dog in him. We don't want him on our team. Look what we say about him. We don't like to watch you play because you might show up, you might not show up. That's not Brunson. So if we're talking about their brand of play, their style of play, we're all fans of Brunson. But Tim Duncan wasn't a top 5 jersey sale ever, if I'm not mistaken. I'd rather have the Tim Duncan of point guards, bro. Let me get that.
Fabian, but hold on, OG.
Tim Duncan got a sneaker too. Go ahead, Flea. Sorry.
But to be honest with you, the powers that be at Nike, unless you are a LeBron James type of guy, or Jason Tatum type of guy, I'm sorry to say, like, there's a bunch of casuals up there. I'm not going to ask them who the next best player is in the world. I don't think that they got the right people tapped in. So when we look at them making a decision on if Jalen Brunson is a superstar level player to invest in giving him a sneaker, they might start with the PE and say, "Oh well, damn, let us win a championship. Let him be a first team All NBA player. Let him be an all-star starter." Like something is gonna happen where they're gonna have to revisit this and say, "Well, hold up, we might have made a mistake." I'm just saying, like when we look at the brands and like Fabian is saying, when we're looking at the brands and Nike, a lot of it doesn't have to do with basketball either, Fabian. You know what I mean? I hear what you're saying with the brands.
It's a life. Thank you. It's a lifestyle.
Right. That basketball shit is probably like secondary to the executive at Nike who's going to push the button for the sneaker to go through. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like,
listen, that's a great point. I'm just saying, you know, if I'm an exec over there, I'm looking at what he represents. I'm not only looking on the court, I'm looking off the court. Like I said, you got the whole world celebrating. And like I said, just what he did last season and how he just gathered and gathered. What's the word I'm looking for?
No, spit it. Go ahead, OG. Galvanize. You got it.
Right. Galvanize a whole city. Listen, big shout out to one of my favorite cities, New Orleans, family down there. Big shout out to my guy, Ja, man. He said it. He said, bro, we down here, we root for Jalen Brunson. He a dog. So let's not act like he's not reaching other places. I'm just saying, if I'm mistaken, does Devin Booker have a sneaker?
Sure does.
Come on, man. What are we talking about? So that's all I'm saying. Don't tell me my man don't deserve a sneaker. Just like last year, they said he wasn't a superstar. Just like last year, they said he wasn't an MVP candidate. Just like last year, he wouldn't get to the second seed. Just like last year, he wouldn't be like, it's just like, come on, bro. Come on, enough is enough. Are we going to do things organic and real, or are we going to keep with this BS? The young man deserves everything that he gets. And if I'm Nike, I'm putting a campaign behind Jalen Brunson, and you'll see what'll happen.
Somebody timestamp this and clip it up and send this to Nike. Somebody timestamp this right here. What our OG just said.
Come on, man. Everything can't be about everything can't be about everything can't be about the superstar bullshit. Excuse my language. What this man is representing on and off the court, we started comparing him to Allen Iverson as far as what he did. The 40 balls as much as Jordan in the playoffs. Like, come on, bro. Yeah, it's like, how much more do y'all want to see?
The top 2 or the 3 sneaker sellers of 2 years ago was the top one was John Morant. Number 3 was LaMelo Ball, bro. Like that. So if that don't tell you the story about what Nike's trying to do or who they're going behind, it's obvious. It's just they're more flashy. It is what it is. The casual, like how Flea put it.
All right. So why Devin Booker didn't, besides Julius Jalen Brunson.
I think his game has been flashed. He's been in the league for quite some time. I'm not sure when he got his his deal, but bro, Devin Booker's game has been more talked about. He scored 70 points in the game. I was never a big
Brunson scored 60.
Right, but it for some reason it's not the thing for people. He's not as pleasing to the eye. He's a hard worker.
I'm a Jalen Brunson stan. And I just think sometimes in life, man, you get, those human beings that it doesn't always have to be about the pizzazz, the flash, And I just think he's one of those. And I just think it's time for these big brands to just one time do something that's just organic and real, and it doesn't have to deal with the hype.
AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.